Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea, hope you're all good. So in this video, brought to you in association with Victory Amplification, who, if you don't know by now, a company that I massively endorse. I play Victory amps, have done for years. They're based in the UK. They make absolutely awesome amplifiers for all different styles of player, but they also went into the world of preamps a couple of years ago with the V4 series. They did the V4 Kraken, which was the preamp section of the Kraken. You could slave any power section of any amp and basically have a Kraken on top of whatever amp you use. And they've done a couple of other ones, and today we're looking at the Copper, which is based on your kind of, I guess, Vox matchless kind of super high headroom clean tones and sort of British crunchy tones as well. So the idea with these preamps is that you can run them in through mode, which means you can take over another amplifier. So you put it in the loop. It has all the instructions on the back. I'll show you some sweeps, but you put it in the loop of another amplifier, and then you connect the through into the front of another amplifier. And essentially, when you bypass the preamp section, it gives you the amplifier as you normally know it. So you're able to go ahead and play through your amp with all the settings and everything you like. So in this video, I'm using the Kraken. So I've got Kraken Gain 1 set up for like a high gain, and I know the way that sounds. But when I turn this pedal on, when I turn the V4 preamp on, you basically get two channels of the preamp from this, but it's being powered by the power section of that amplifier bypassing the preamp section. So you end up with the preamp from this and the power section from that, giving you awesome tonal option. So what I wanted to do in this video is, given the fact that the Copper is aimed at those that like those super high headroom clean tones, the glassy cleans and more classic rock players and stuff like that, I would try something different. I'm going to put this into through mode with the Kraken. So I give the Kraken a clean channel because it doesn't actually have one. So let's say that you're a high gain player like myself that loves your amplifier with its high gain channels, but its clean channels are rubbish. I can think of a few. Couple down there. 5150s have terrible clean channels in my opinion. The Marshall JVM has a terrible clean channel in my opinion. There's a few amps like that it's just the way you're going to use it for the high gain or the crunch or whatever. This is a really good option because it means you don't need to get another amp just for cleans and have like an ABY or whatever your rig might be, but you like running valve amps. You can take this, run this into the effects return along with any other pedals you run in your loop, and you can basically slave your amp, the one that you love for high gain, and give it a clean channel that you really, really like, because that's something about the Copper that is outstanding. It has beautiful glassy cleans. So let's talk about the Copper real quick. It's the preamp from the Copper amplifier, as we know by now. But with this, you get two channels. You get like a clean channel and then a treble boost channel. You get a master for each one, shared gain, shared EQ, and an overall tone. Like you would see on, say, a Vox AC30, it has its tone. So you can cut as much of that really top end as you want, or you can dial it all in if you want. I like it quite bright. We've also got a three-way bass cut switch, which you can see on the close-up. What I'm hearing is that in the up position it's got bass, in the middle position it has less bass, and in the down position it has similarly to the first position. So I'm not sure if basically in the middle is where the bass cut is and then either side of that is just not a bass cut, but either way we can mess around with it. I've had it in the down position anyway because I feel like it did have a little more low end, but who knows. There's an input for remote switch on the side so that you can control this with an external foot switch. Just makes it extra flexible. If this is on your board, you can control it with that switcher or external foot switch and control it that way. But that is pretty much it. Other than that, it has those preamp tubes that I can't remember where they got the preamp tubes from, but they're super hardcore, like serious long-term usage tubes, Massaad tubes I believe they're called. I forget the model exactly, but there are 4 of them in here, as there are with all the other V4 preamps. And the cool thing with Victory is that I think they got the whole lot that they could of this job lot of them, so there are thousands and thousands. So that's why they did these pedals, so that if one breaks down, they've got plenty, absolutely loads of spares to be able to help people out with any problems like that. So they're never going to run out of those tubes, I don't think. But either way, that's about it. Let's check out the Copper V4 preamp pedal. Okay, so I've got the Gretsch Penguin because I figured this was an appropriate guitar for this kind of sound. So this is what we've got going straight in. Obviously the aux is providing the reverb and delay in case you hear any of that, but this is what we've got. getting a bit carried away because it sounds really good, but the thing I love about the copper is that glassy clean channel, again with this guitar, the TV Jones pickups. So that is the first channel. I really like it, and I'm running the gain a little hot so that when you dig in you get a bit of a crunch, a bit of hair. You know what I mean? Means when you use the bridge pickup you get a really nice British kind of bark. It's really nice, and again, it's very dynamic, so that when you play with your fingers, yeah, I can play that clean channel all day. Anyway, if I hit the treble boost button, actually, before I do that, let's check out the bass cut. So this is the up position. In the middle, lose all the low end, and down position. So maybe you could work this out with me. So between very down and very up. I can't really hear a difference, but I feel like something about it is telling me that I'm just going to keep it in the down position where I like the way it sounds. Bass is at halfway. There's a nice amount of low end in this pedal, so I like that. Anyway, let's check out the treble boost side. As you can hear, there's not tons of gain. It's a nice British kind of barky. And again, you've got the EQ to mess with. I haven't touched it too much. I'm using the tone up, so tone on full. And as you can hear, you can suck a lot of that out. Really depends on the guitar you're using, but I like having that there to mess with. But yeah, because you're sharing the gain between the two channels, I wanted to find a place where I could still get a dynamic clean, play with my fingers or dig in and start to break that up, and then I can swap over to the treble boost side, get that British crunch, and then when I take the pedal off I'm running into the Kraken, so you know there's all the gain there. Yeah, so this is the difference. So no, it has got a lot of gain, to be fair to it, for the style of amp that it's supposed to be. But anyway, and then you go back to the clean side. And yeah, and then if I take the whole pedal off, But yeah, basically, that's how I'd use it. So I could run the full spectrum, as it were. So I've got my super dynamic clean, glassy cleans, and then I can push that up a little bit into the kind of crunchy world with a nice amount of mid-range body so that you can hear the nice feel there, through to, you know, high gain crunch and stuff. And then you could even use the second channel if you wanted to take it even further. But to be fair, I love the versatility of that, using that amp, or any amp really, that you're not a fan of the clean channel or whatever, or you just want a different vibe from your amplifier. Again, these kind of products, the V4 preamp stuff, is really good for that, and it's super easy to use and hook up with everything. That's kind of the demonstration done, so I figured what I'd do now is just do a bit of playing with a few different guitars so you can kind of hear the scope of what this little rig can do, or what this V4 preamp can do in your rig. So anyway, let's check out a few different guitars, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. Well, there you go. There is a look at the copper V4 preamp pedal from Victory Amplification. Out of all of the V4 preamps, this is probably the one I'd find most useful because I use high gain amplifiers most of the time, so I'm running the Kraken. I probably wouldn't use the V4 Kraken preamp unless I was traveling, needed something small to give me the Kraken tone. But the way I'd use the V4 preamp stuff is take something like this, the copper, run it into something like that, a high gain amplifier, and then take over it for all my glassy cleans. There's a lot of scope with the controls. I love the tone pot. I think that's the most useful part for me is you've got your 3-band EQ, and if you want a little bit more sparkle, you just boost that tone pot. I really like that. Bass cut's super useful, especially as we were using baritone guitars. You heard that it got a lot of low end, and if you wanted to take some of that out, you could without having to mess your settings too much. Yeah, I think it's a great pedal. I think the whole preamp series stuff that Victory do are really nice, logical solutions for those of us that need a little bit more out of our amplifiers and don't want to buy a second amplifier. So yeah, hats off to Victory as always, but I am biased because I'm a Victory artist and I helped design the high gain amplifiers and stuff. So you knew you weren't here to know my opinion on this stuff. This is a demonstration, so I'm just showing you how it sounds anyway. Of course I'm going to like it because it's made by Martin and he's a legend. Let me know what you think in the comment section below and I'll link this in the description box. But as always, I've been Rabea. Like, subscribe and share. I will see you all very soon.